Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Hearts of Iron 4, continuing on with the Free India campaign, where I attempt to sever ties with Great Britain and become an independent nation. And how are we doing as far as that goes? So, we are losing autonomy points, unfortunately. Now, I think some of that has to do with the modifier we have for the princely states thing here. But I also noticed another modifier here. Subject exporting to Overlord, plus 2.08. Now, that should be giving us points for autonomy, at least how I understand it. But maybe that didn't start kicking into more recently. But we definitely have lost points, because I think we started with somewhere around 350 points, and we're down to 309. So, it's hard to say. I mean, if I do the math here, we have gone past more than 1 year. So, in theory, how many points we've lost could have theoretically happened. So we'll have to see if we start gaining autonomy because of this exporting to Overlord. I'm still trying to figure out these particular mechanics. I also note here that we have to complete a focus Crips mission to even be able to go up to Dominion, which I'm not sure if we're going to do or not. We are getting communist support, though, which is one of the things that I was trying to go for. So we're almost at 25% there, which is more than any of the other factions in our nation outside of non-aligned. So once we get that down, we can be a majority communist, probably. And as I was saying, so this is Crips mission here. And if we go this way to go to seek help from the Soviet Union, we won't be able to do that mission, so I won't be able to progress in that way. But honestly, that way is probably the long path, and this way is probably the shorter path. Although a path that will lead to civil war, it looks like, because we'd have this happen. Well, we'll have to see. I might not even need to do the Quit India movement. Gains national spirit, Quit India movement, which grants that. All right, well, I'm not sure if this is necessary or not, because we get autonomy gain through this, too, so we might want to rush this and then go this way. We'll have to see, but it's still going to be a slow progress. Okay, well, I think we've seen what we need to see as far as that goes. Let's go ahead and continue here. Mostly the main thing that's going on right now is we're just kind of waiting for world tension to build. It's been kind of slow because not a whole lot's happened outside of the Spanish Civil War, and most of the world tension from that has actually ticked down. Now, the war has been kind of back and forth, and that's actually a good sign, because the one thing I have never really liked is the fact that oftentimes the Spanish Civil War ends very quickly, although it does look like the Republicans are doing quite well. The nationalist Spain is actually kind of fighting back here, gaining good ground in the south, but they are losing ground up here in the north, so it's kind of hard to say at this moment who's winning. We just managed to finish a research, though, so let's get another one here. So we're into 37, so I could start doing some of these. And I figure we might as well work on the industry things, because we do have a bonus for that. As a matter of fact, I get more of a bonus because a couple of nations already have picked up this, and the more nations in the Commonwealth to pick up these researches, the more bonus we get. So right now it's 10%. It may improve. So let's go ahead and select this one. And we'll go from there. And it's probably likely that we'll gain more and more of a research bonus. So the delay in us gaining our independence is actually not necessarily a negative thing, because it helps us out quite a bit as far as that is concerned. But for now, we're just going to have to bide our time and just, passively watch what's going on in Spain. It looks like we have a little bit of fighting back here on the nationalist side. They did manage to surround this group here, although if they manage to punt... Oh, no, that's going to probably seal the deal here. So nationalist Spain is coming back with a vengeance. We just managed to get another tech here, radio. And I think that's going to finish off the electronics research for now. So do we continue with this stuff? I think I will continue with industry just because I have the bonuses. Resource gain efficiency might be good, but I really like the factory output and max factories in a state, because that's one thing we're really lacking right now, is a lot of the ability to build more factories. Speaking of factories, how are we doing in the construction effort? So we're almost done with the civilian factory run. Let's take a look at building some more of those. So at the moment, I was going for a minimum of 1 in most states. And we've done that more or less, or we're working on that. I think we could build another one over here. And another one in the capital. And then after that, I figure, let's start working on some military factories. So, well, no, maybe not quite yet. We're not quite ready for war, and I want the civilian factories to be able to build military factories and other things. So let's do, let's say 2 in any region that has the ability to have 4, which we're currently working on. We'd also want to upgrade that and that. Okay, that's looking pretty good, I think. And we'll see after that what we want to do. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. Oh, wow, yeah, Nationalist Spain is really coming back here. Now, this area is holding out, so there must have been a lot of troops there. We just gained another research. So, at this point, I'm not seeing a lot of discounts. Again, we could get tanks. Artillery at this point is having quite a lot of discounts, but I might hold off on that. I think I'm just going to continue to focus on the industry tech. So we can continue to get a construction bonus here, which would probably be a good idea. Yeah, we don't really need the resources right now. That's the main reason I'm not taking it. So let's go ahead and do construction. That makes the most sense to me. All right. We're going to have enough political power to spend some here pretty soon. All right, Nationalist Spain actually has a good chance of gaining back Madrid. Yeah, it actually looks like we are gaining points. No, we're not. Because we were at 309 when I started, right? So we are losing points, even though the exporting bonus is going up. Again, I don't understand exactly if that's a good thing for us or a bad thing for us as far as autonomy. It's a positive point, so I would think we would be gaining not political power, autonomy. But it doesn't seem like that's the case. I don't know if that export bonus is daily, so it might not be outweighing the daily loss we have. So it's hard for me to say at this point, but what can we pick up over here? We could go with more political power, which would pay off later. National unity, I don't think we need to do. We could do the construction speed or one of those things, or we could do more research. Let's see. I'm not sure if I want to pick any of these guys up yet. Because we're going to be pretty far behind as far as research goes. So I think that's not necessarily the best use. I think get the political power game, because then you can do more stuff building up that political power. Same ideology, monthly opinion, plus 100%. Oh, I see. So if we ever went communist, that would be a good thing. Just, I think I'm understanding that correctly. Let's just go with this one. I'm sorry, this one. We get some political power. And that will rack up over time to pay for itself. We're getting some good army experience here too, so that we can modify our units or create new ones. Why do we have this gray slash through some units. Oh, it only existed for a second there. Maybe that was just a weird thing that I'm not really getting it to come back. So I don't know really what that meant. How is the reinforcements going? We're almost there. How is the production going over here? So yeah, it's starting to get reduced here. So we're producing enough equipment at the moment, at least for our reinforcement purposes. Okay, so yeah, National Spain is really coming back with a vengeance here. They managed to recapture Madrid. They've almost closed these guys out entirely. So yeah, it's starting to look a little grim for Republican Spain, but I think they were... I don't know if they were quite this bad off before, but they still control Zaragoza, which they previously did not, so... Earlier in the war, that is. What is Germany working on at the moment? Okay, still just more stuff improving the nation. We shouldn't see much more from them until probably 38. And then Japan, still working on improving stuff. I don't know why I bother with those guys. Those just have generic. But yeah, the next action is going to come from Japan. I'm curious how this is going to work with the new nations. Oh, here we go. This is an event. Okay, let's see what we've got. Although the party line of the INC is so strongly strongly oppose revolutionary socialism, keeping a watchful eye on the nation's radical left-wing elements, some people in the government are more open to the possibility. If nothing else, they see room for addressing the concerns of the people who look to communists for solutions without risking a full-scale civil war. Although they may be seen as traitors by those who remain loyal to Lord Linlithgow, these dissident voices may be the ones to ensure a relatively bloodless transition should the revolution come. Alright, we'll keep a close eye on them too, for many reasons. Alright, I'm not exactly sure how this coup thing is going to work. I'm hoping I get to choose sides and go on the communist side, but we'll see. I'm assuming we'd also have a leader change. And we're almost done with the arsenal focus. Okay, we've got that. Let's go ahead and get our next focus. We're also going to have to choose what that factory produces. So I think the last thing I'm going to do is just do this last bit of infrastructure. And then I can't do any of these other things because my autonomy is not high enough. So after that, I think we go on to the army ones and start reforming our army, because we can't work on the government things that I want to work on yet because we don't have world tension high enough. So let's go ahead and do that. And then the factory. I think I'd like to start producing support equipment. Now, we currently don't have a template for that, but that's easily taken care of because we just come in here, we edit it, and we'll make them have an engineering company, which should demand the support equipment. I don't know if I want them to have a recon company too. For now, we'll say no, but that takes care of that. And let us continue. Okay, so we have the Hindenburg incident. Disaster narrowly diverted, so the Hindenburg did not burn. Alright, let's come back over here. Oh, yeah. Looking even worse for Republican Spain. So it looked like the Republicans are going to win there for a bit. But now it's kind of jumped around the other way. This is actually the result we want, I think, at least as far as world tension is concerned. Because I would think that the nationalist Spain winning would make world tension much worse, whereas Republican Spain winning maybe probably wouldn't. We'll have to see how long it takes this war to conclude itself. We're still on 37 here, and it looks like The winner here is starting to become more and more certain. Because it looks like more Republican troops just got cut off there, and that's usually devastating, having things like that happen. Zaragoza will be an important point. Although it looks like they're going to capture Valencia down here, which is worth quite a few victory points as far as Spain is concerned. And it will also cut these troops down here off, so. Alright, well, it's hard to say, you know, with certainty, but I'm fairly certain at this point, though, that I think the Nationalists are going to win here, although it does look like the Republican Spain is pushing back a little bit here. And they're maintaining hold on Zaragoza. And what is Germany working on now? Treaty with USSR. That should bring up world tension if I remember correctly. And Japan is working on the Chinese border incident, which should also bring up world tension. I'm not positive about the German thing, but the Japanese event definitely will. Alright. Yeah. They managed to take the port down here, so Valencia is looking more, yeah, definitely in danger now. A little bit of pocket of resistance here. We get research done. Just wanted to check how much more time we had. Alright, let's go ahead and work on the resources here, although I don't know if I really need that right now. I might as well, though, because we've got the bonus for research. How is our autonomy going now? We're continuing to lose autonomy. Yeah, I think that plus number is actually cumulative, so it's ticking up. It's not a set thing, but the country is the overall way that this has moved, and we are losing more than we're gaining. So if we could turn that around with some of our focuses, then we'll start getting our economy going the right way. Out of curiosity, can we be demoted any further by losing autonomy? Okay, Amelia Earhart disappears. That's kind of a random event whether she disappears or not. Okay, Valencia is getting squished in here. Now, usually speaking, Barcelona and the area around it tends to hold out quite a long time. But, again, the war's pretty much decided itself by July of 37. You could argue even before then. And that's just too soon. This needs to be balanced, I think, a little bit better, in my opinion, so that it literally takes the 3 years it should in most instances. Okay, leadership purges in the Soviet Union. We get our railways. And there is some world tension here, and that's the Chinese border incident that has caused that. Once the war breaks out, we'll probably see even more world tension, for sure. And then the Spanish Civil War looks like it's going to end. I don't know. It might take another year, but it's more or less decided. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the army reforms. So we'll start Lessons of the Great War, which gives us a research bonus to land doctrine. And we probably could start working on some of those things as well. When we get enough political power, we could hire leaders that will help in that regard. Okay, Marco Polo Bridge incident. Didn't do anything to world tension right now, but there we go. There's the political power. All right. So we could do one more political advisor here. and get even more political power overall. If I were to choose anything, I would probably choose that. Again, that'll pay for itself down the road, and we also get another bonus out of it. The only other thing I would probably want is just to leave a slot open for the national unity. That would be the main thing that I would think about doing, is picking this guy up. I don't remember. What does national unity actually do? National unity represents the willingness of people. Okay. The longer they will fight on before considering surrender. So, I mean, that doesn't really help us when we're not at war. So, I might leave it open for that leader. On the other hand, we could do this, and it would give me more political power overall, which in the end would pay for itself over time. I think I'm going to go that route. But so that should give us, 1.4 day, right? Yep. Okay, Spanish Civil War. Valencia has fallen, and then there's a little bit of pocket resistance here. Now it's on to Barcelona as Zaragoza has fallen. I guess another thing you could say is, why hasn't the Spanish Civil War ended? Because really all that's holding out is Barcelona. That seems like probably it should be over by now. Again, that's just kind of my feeling. I mean, it more or less is. We're just waiting for the inevitable to happen at this point. All right. Well, we'll just wait. And Germany is working on that. And Japan is working on war with China. So that is going to bring the world tension up. Whether or not it brings it up enough, I don't know. We'll find out. I'm hoping it does. Okay, this pocket still is holding on. Okay, research. We could still go with the resource gain, and I will. So I get more of a bonus if I'm not a colony. Because I'm a colony, I get 50% less. So the other nations actually get more benefit out of this, I guess, than I do. That's interesting. Okay. That's going to be our last tech for now. So this isn't until 38. We could get our tank, which we already have as much bonus as we're going to get. Checking here. We could do MPs. I'm not really sure I want a maintenance company. Out of curiosity. What year is this? 36? So we could go with mountain infantry. That makes a lot of sense in India because there's, obviously, the mountain ranges up north. Yeah, let's go ahead and get some mountain infantry here. And we're probably going to want to save up army experience to be able to create that unit. Alright, so things have remained somewhat static here for a little while, but looks like they've almost captured most of this state. All they have to do is drive through here, and then they cut off whatever troops are there. I mean, if it was me controlling this, I would make a big push here. Because it's going to be hard for them to reclaim that over a river crossing. But they're continuing to drive in here. They push up that way instead. All right, we're almost there for the Chinese War event. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen right away, and I might actually want to wait to pick my national focus based off of that, but I'm not positive if we would lose out a little bit if we waited. Because I don't think they're going to go to war immediately, but if world tension makes it go high enough for 10%, we're going to want to be able to jump on that immediately. As a matter of fact, let me just check real quick. If I were to come over here and do this, this focus will cancel if the requirements are not met. Alright, well, I'm a little bit concerned world tension might dip back down and we will lose our focus, but I'm not positive on that. Alright, so there's our focus. And we know Japan's had theirs. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure if I should just go with the next bonus and just wait and see. Or... Alright, what do we got going on here? Research for engineers technology. Infantry weapons. So, artillery, motorization... Armor. Okay. Enables an effect mountain gun. Okay. And then modernizing the army. And then we can get another research slot, but we have to be independent to get it. That's for the Air Force. Political power, army experience, Indian, Sandhurst, Indian gentleman. Reduces military leader cost. And starting level of new army leaders is +1. Grants more recruitable population. We've got jungle training, which we're not going to be able to do because we can't do this if we're going to go the other way. And... Alright, so some of these things will help us with the recruitable population. I don't feel like this is the right move because we're not autonomous enough to take advantage of that. We do gain some generals here, though, if we go this route. But again, I don't feel like we need that right now. So if we were to do anything, I'd probably want to do these ones. So what do we want? The Vickers gun or the engineer technology? Probably this, because this is going to be coming up sooner than that. So let's go with the Berthier gun here, Vickers Berthier gun. I'm going to let it go 1 day, 1 or 2 days, though, just to see what the Japanese do. Oh. Okay. Nothing yet. You see, I'm not sure if that's going to fire or not. Oh, there we go. It's at 8%, though, which is not high enough. So, let's just go ahead and do our national focus here, which is this. And hopefully, in the meantime, the world tension goes up higher than it currently is at. And hopefully we see that happen with the fall of Republican Spain. But we don't know when that's going to happen, so we might as well go ahead with our next national focus. Oh. Whoops. Well, hopefully it stays above that by the time we get around to it. Oh, I see. Okay, well, we'll still have plenty of time to do other things here. I guess I should have been a little bit more patient there. Oh, well. We know world tension's high enough now, though. And it'll probably stay above 10%, which is where we want it. And then, hopefully, the Spanish Civil War concluding will reinforce that if it does dip a little bit. But I'm hoping that that won't dip below 10% anytime soon. All right, so jump the gun a little bit, but once this is done, we'll work on the other thing. And at that point, I'm going to have to practically rush these things, because the longer we stay on this without countermanding it, the worse off our political power situation will be. So I don't know if we want to go with the Quit India movement or just go directly towards seek help from the Soviet Union. Not sure. We'll see. Hey guys, I think it's a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So we've got to wait a little time, less than 50 days now, 45 days, and we will be able to take that focus and start progressing on getting the autonomy, or just getting that civil war to happen so that we can take control of a communist India, which right now we're looking at 33 point, almost 34%. And once we move over to that focus here, we'll start getting more communism support daily. And at the same time, we'll also get that autonomy gain, which will start giving us positive autonomy. So we can rush this. We can go to All India Forward Bloc, which gives us some political power, but it also reduces democratic and unaligned support, which is going to make communism be even stronger. And then we go for seek help for the Soviet Union. Then we counteract the negative penalties we're getting to our autonomy. And then I think from there, I think we'll be golden. So that's the strategy. In any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.